Yes, yes. What's going on, guys? My name is Eddie Tranzcendent, and this is the Tranzcendent Outlook Podcast, where our mission is to highlight and celebrate individuals, businesses, organizations that are pushing boundaries, overcoming challenges, and creating meaningful impact in their communities and beyond. And today, we're doing that with someone who has been doing that for a long time. But more importantly, I was just telling her a few minutes ago, we're doing that with somebody who I've been dying to sit down with and talk to. We've had many conversations. She's called me out of the blue to talk about, just random things, whether it's about family, family things that she wants to talk about, or business, community stuff and whatnot. We've talked a lot. We've sat down for little meetings that's supposed to be a lunch meeting. It turns out to a 2-hour meeting and whatnot. And we've done that a lot. And she's actually interviewed me on her program once before. And so I've been trying to do this, but things always get in the way. Life keeps lifing, and we haven't been able to get to it. But she called me. She called me and she said, "Hey Eddie, I want to come through. I want to do something, whatever." And I was like, "When do you want to do it? Let's go. You name the date, you name the time, and we do it." And she said Saturday. And I told my wife, "Babe, sorry, but I'm out on Saturday morning. I gotta go see Carmen." Without further ado, Carmen Nieves, what's going on? How are you?
Eddie, first of all, thank you so much for having me
Yes.
here. I mean, you're somebody that I absolutely respect and have known for a long time. Yes, we've worked on a ton of projects.
Yes.
I've seen your little family grow, met your wife,
Yes.
worked on projects. So I know that no matter what we do, our family's kind of behind us.
Yes,
So,
yes.
that's really what the crux of what we do, and we can't do it without them.
Yes.
Because sometimes we're living on just a dream. You
No,
know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah, no,
How we
definitely.
paying the bills, I don't know, but we're just
Definitely.
living on the dream.
Definitely, yeah.
And we need our family to have our
Yeah.
support so that we can live out our dreams
Yes.
and give back to the community.
Yes.
So yes, I've had you on my show and you're fantastic. You've
Yeah.
done so many things for youth and individuals and community. First, I have to tell you, I mean, I know the audience can't see, but this place is fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fabulous, very clean, very professional. All the cameras. I'm telling you, I'm so in awe right now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on. So
No,
Yeah.
I'm happy you said that, because we were talking before, off the camera, and you were telling me about your husband, and it seems like he's just super supportive. And I've met him before. I've known him or whatever. But the way you're describing him and what he's telling you, like, "Hey, go do it, go," as long as we don't, don't lose too much, And I love that, because that sounds like my wife. Like, she's like, "Yeah, go do it," And I feel like you said, we need that. We need that support, because sometimes it's tough. It's tough, and you can get in your own head. You need somebody to kind of say, "I got you. Like, don't worry about it," And so I definitely love that.
he was building shelves for me yesterday.
Oh, really?
And he's just not only that, but like all his sisters, our
Yeah.
daughters, stuff like that. You've got one that's not so little.
Yeah.
No, one
Yeah.
that's not so little, and your little daughter. Remind me her name.
Esmeralda.
Esmeralda.
Yes.
Like the cartoon, right?
I don't know about a cartoon.
Or the movie.
I think more like novelas. I think my
okay.
wife was like novela and stuff like that. But it's definitely a different name. It's a beautiful name, and I love it because it's hard sometimes, because when you're Latino, but we live in the United States, right? And our names get Americanized, right? And so when my mom had me, my name was Edward, but people call me Edward, right? And then of course now they call me Eddie. But again, but with Esmeralda I feel like it's almost hard to Americanize it too much, unless you say like Esmeralda. So I love it because people are kind of forced to say Esmeralda. You know what I
And
mean?
be true to that.
Exactly.
And be
It's
true to that
beautiful.
Latin culture.
Listen, I really want to get into your business. And the reason why is because, of course, you've been doing a lot of different things as long as I've known you, and I've probably known you, I don't know, probably over 10 years, right? And
More than that, because I've been in Bridgeport like 20,
Yeah.
over 25.
Well, I've been involved in the community. I got involved in the community probably heavily, like around 16, 17. And I think that's when I started to meet you and whatnot. And you've done a lot of different things. And then we kind of lost touch, because I had a new baby, and I got away from the community. And I'm looking and I see that you have a business now, and you have all these things going on. And I'm like, wait, what's going on here? But then as I'm looking and I'm listening to your live and I'm watching you, I'm like, wait, it sounds like she's doing a lot of what she was already doing, only she's kind of like doing it maybe for her now, And I didn't know the kind of like the ins and outs of what you were really doing. And I thought, what better place to do it than here? Because the same way I was probably wondering, I'm sure there's probably people out there who are wondering as well, like, what the heck is Carmen getting into now? Like, what's going on, And so please tell us a little bit about your business and what are you doing?
You're not the first to say that. A lot of people are like, you're just doing too much, but we're really not.
Yeah.
You know that most businesses kind of, they start because of either passion
Yes.
or they're filling a need.
Yeah.
For me, we were filling a need.
Okay.
So as I was mentioning to you, I mean, you know that I've been in workforce development over 30
Yes.
years. helping people get to their next level, find jobs,
Yeah.
whatever it is, work in the community. I think I clocked it, and I consider myself a professional volunteer.
There we go.
I have clocked over somewhere between 10,000 and 15,000 community service hours.
Yes.
Sitting on boards, doing walks, cleaning up streets,
Yeah.
whatever it is, with the American Red Cross. So I've dabbled a little bit into a lot of different things, but most of those I didn't get paid for.
Yeah.
My regular job was workforce development. And as I was telling you off air, sometimes we stumble on things that wasn't where we were headed.
Yeah.
So I've shared this story many times to whoever will listen, but the business that I have now, it's called ViMa Ro Company.
Okay.
And we are a creative and small business co-working incubator.
Okay.
So some of the problems that I faced in starting my business, I started it because of a loss in my family.
Okay.
And we wanted to honor that.
Okay.
So the company's named after my grandson. His name was Victor. Well, his name is Victor Manuel Rodriguez.
Got it.
So
Okay.
it's the first two letters of the name.
Yeah.
And people are like, nobody really understands what your company is.
Yes.
I said, because you got to ask me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm very passionate about, but to make a long story short,
Yeah.
so I needed to solve my own problem. So after I lost my grandson,
Yeah.
we made a commemorative with some help of Habitat, my construction teacher at the time when I worked at the workplace, and we made my grandson a commemorative bench made by the family.
Okay.
So my grandkids were making it, my husband, my sister-in-law, my daughters. So we all made a bench, and then the aunt from the dad's side made a poem.
Okay.
So we had a plaque made, and we did the whole bench at Habitat. And in sharing our grief and loss story, it turned into a business.
Okay.
And other people wanted to do these things to commemorate right around. It wasn't exactly during COVID. It was right before COVID. I was just on the mid part of COVID. And people were telling me how they couldn't go to the hospital and see their families that had died, or they're in other countries and things like that. So people saw like a real value to having something that you could put on your porch and sit on it. And, if you're superstitious, that butterflies land on it, whatever it is. Yeah. I was running the business out of my house, out of my spare bedroom. And an opportunity came for a friend of mine that she let me use her space.
Okay.
And it was on the second floor of the building that I'm in now.
Yeah.
And I was running it out of there, and I'm like, this just isn't enough. Like, you need to have a place to actually work and do workshops, a space to build, and give people the opportunity. So nothing in my building is private.
Okay.
Everything is shared. My office is shared with somebody else.
Yeah.
We have another office that has like 3 desks in it. So I needed a place to kind of like work, have workshops, things like that. We needed a space to be able to build. So we have a warehouse that we sell furniture in, that we refurbish, that we make available. The back part has like a construction area where kids and individuals can make things there. And then we have a store so that people can sell whatever they make. Yeah. So we are a small business creative incubator.
Okay.
And in the incubator piece where they use our equipment, we have heat presses, laser engravers, stuff to make jewelry, resin, buttons, photography equipment, 3D printers. We have sublimation. Yeah. So we wanted to give people an opportunity to run their business, and not small businesses. Small businesses are very challenged, not only with the prices of rent, not only with taxes, because it's a whole different bracket. So I wanted to create a space that we could help other businesses and then help myself.
Love that.
So it was selfish.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But we wanted to create it in a way that we could help other businesses. So we've been open. The company was licensed in June of 2023. Yeah. And this past June is like 3 years.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love that. And I love that you say that it was selfish, because I tell people all the time, this is selfish for me. I love to listen to people talk. I love to hear stories. I love to meet new people, and I love to do it with the camera on. And as I'm listening to your story and to other stories, like I love it. Like I get goosebumps and I'm just in it, and it's so selfish. But then we also get to share, you know. So I get what you're saying, where it's selfish, but you also get to help people, right? Because my idea is always, hey man, if this story that you're telling me can impact one person, then we won. Like it's a win, you know. If one person that knows me but didn't know you but now knows you, that's a win, and vice versa. Somebody who knows Carmen doesn't know Eddie, now they follow me, it's a win, you know. And so my selfishness is helping to impact people, and same thing with you. Your selfishness is helping to impact people.
And it's a passion. Some people would say, I say it's selfish, but it's really a passion, Eddie, and you know it.
Yes.
Because sometimes those things are bigger than we are.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, I know, but you know, and I'm still not at like break even.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like it's coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you just believe in it that we will it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't know if people believe in karma, but I've always believed that if the help that you would have wanted, that's what you give.
Yes.
You know, and I'm fortunate that I have a family that's supportive, that believes in me, my girls too. Yeah. I run stuff by them and I was like, what do you think? And they're like, Ma, you know. But I'm like, if you feel it's so hard, you know, and we want to be able to be a space that the community can rent, that they could have workshops there. Yeah. And I'll work with whoever the artist is. Anything that's creative, we support that.
Let's go. Yeah,
small businesses, we support that.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I definitely, like, in terms of you saying that, you know, pretty much people will treat you the way you treat them, you know? And I see that. I think anybody who's watching this or listening to this who's from Bridgeport or surrounding areas know that. They know that they need something they call Carmen, you know? And they know that I think most of the time, at least from what I've witnessed, it's never, nah, I'm good. It's always like, yes, how can I do it? I can't do it then, but can we work it out so that I could do it? Like, you know what I mean? Like asking you something has always gives you a yes. Not saying that you won't say no to somebody, but just saying that you're always willing to help, you know? And I love that. I love that because I try to be the same way. I try to always help because, again, you know, I try to, you know, give off what I would want to be, you know, kind of given to me. So that's amazing. And so if I have a business or if I'm starting a new business and I don't have a space, I can definitely rent some space from you to kind of get started.
Absolutely.
I love that.
We have a big space that we call the hub.
Okay.
And it's physically mirrored the way you would work at home.
Okay.
Did you want to work at a desk?
Yeah.
Did you want to work in your own desk?
Yeah.
Do you want to work at a conference table? We have like a living room type setup in there so that people want to do on their couch. We have Wi-Fi, TVs.
Love that.
in every room. And we can move it around. So we have where a lot of people will donate stuff to like our store because we have a fiscal sponsor. Yeah. We are a 100% for-profit organization.
Yes.
And I purposely did that because I want to be able to leave a legacy.
Okay.
And you know that nonprofits don't belong to you.
Yes.
So we are for-profit with a nonprofit mentality.
Got it.
Because, I mean, we don't sell anything really high.
Yeah.
I think the most we've ever sold any one item is maybe a couple $100.
Yeah.
But in helping each other, so we get a lot of people that like donate stuff. We've given to people that have gotten in a fire.
Yeah.
We've got people that are DCF, just got a new apartment.
Yeah.
So we'll give them like a really good deal on whatever.
Yeah.
And then we'll fix stuff, we'll do stuff. And we have pop-ups, like we help like small businesses.
I was going to ask about that. Yeah. How often do you, because I've seen those. How often do you do those?
And we do it every weekend if people want to.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So we, and in our space, when you were talking about the renting, people can come and do a day pass, you know, a week pass, a month pass. And it's really cost effective that if you're there more than 3 times a week, you really should get a membership.
Okay.
We're a membership organization, you know, so I feel very fortunate in that we have the space, but even though the community comes forward, we still need community help.
Yes.
Like, you know, we need people that want to volunteer and maybe mentor a kid.
Yeah.
Maybe help them in the construction shop, you know, or just talk to them. Because a lot of these kids, listen, the street is calling.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So having them have like a real, I'm like, listen, so I'll talk to you a little bit about a new program that we're starting, but we do a lot of different things in the building. Like we've had, we're in the process of being an art pharmacy. Okay. Which is, that's like if you have like mental health or you have some other type of help, you know, you need to be distracted or anything like that. We do workshops. So let's say your hands. Yes. Well, then maybe you need to do something with making your hands. Yes. So because this is starting to be big around the country. Yeah. A doctor gives you that you need physical therapy or some mental health, or just you need some decompressing, we do workshops, and then that program essentially will pay for you to go to one of our workshops. And it could be anything, theater, music. So we do a lot of stuff in there so that they can come day, week, month, whatever. And we're really about helping each other.
Now we'll get to the project you have coming up soon. We'll get to that in a minute. But before going there, I want to take a step back into the beginning of your whole dialogue a little while ago. And you were talking about yourself, and you were talking about volunteering. You said, I'm a lifelong volunteer. I've been volunteering for 30 years. I think you said. You're a professional volunteer, I think is what you said.
15 up to 15,000, and I started logging them. And I lost track somewhere around 12.
And so I want to talk about that, because I talk about that a lot with different guests who I have volunteering, they're volunteers and whatnot. And I was talking to someone recently. His name is Al. Al.
Yes.
Al Ramirez.
Yes.
I was talking to Al Ramirez, and we were talking about
Build
volunteers.
Bridgeport from within.
Yes.
He's awesome.
Yes, he's amazing. He's great. I met him that day here, and it was just great. We talked before, we talked afterwards, whatever. The point is that we were talking about volunteers, and we were just talking about just the whole idea of, like, whenever you have either volunteers or employees, you work for them, right? So if you have an organization, you work for the volunteer, right? Volunteer comes in, your job is to make the volunteer's life as easy as possible so they can stay a little longer, you know what I mean? And so with your, so many hours of volunteering, what would you say, if you look at it from like the outside in, what has made you remain a volunteer for so long in terms of like treatment or whatnot from organizations? So I guess this piece of advice can go to folks who are looking for volunteers. How are they able to keep you around for so long?
So a couple things.
Yes.
The number one thing which people don't think of is just to ask.
Okay.
Right? I tend to be like a worker bee. That's why my logo for my business is a bee, and my grandson is my prince, and he's got his angel wings. So just ask.
Yeah.
Right? So I used to sit on a lot of boards that I just don't anymore. I just don't have the time to do. But if you ask me, like, I've done cleanups with Al.
Okay.
We've painted murals at the housing authority. I'll bring my students.
Yeah.
Ask me and we'll come, right?
Yeah.
The second is that, what am I interested in? Right? A lot of boards, let me tell you, a lot of companies can't run without money.
Yeah.
And everybody needs fundraisers.
Yes.
And listen, if I were to raise money for you, it would be so easy. Raising money for myself is the most difficult thing I've ever had to do in my life.
Yeah.
Because I don't want you to think that I'm doing this because of what you're going to pay me.
Yes.
So it's been that. I mean, people have asked. It's been something that I've been interested in. There was a guy that has like a restaurant on East Main Street.
Okay.
Matter of fact, he had 3, right? So I was doing some work with Deborah Cavanis, if you remember Deborah.
Yes, of course.
Let me tell you, she is just absolutely.
I would love to get her to sit right there. Yes.
She's just absolutely amazing. I go to her for everything. She's somebody that I could be honest with and say what's on my mind. It could be that, just whatever it is. But this guy at the store, he was saying that he was getting really upset because people were always asking him for food. And that people didn't have it, and that he wasn't able to make money because people were always asking him for food and he was always having to give it away.
Yeah.
I said, you got to look at this differently. If you were to ask people to like buy a meal, I said, and this is not my idea. I saw it at some restaurant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? I said, tell people that people need help. That way you get your money and you get to feel good about helping somebody. I think all of that is we have to think of the way that we could be helpful. My volunteers that come into my office, like I just got 6 young people that are going to be working in my office. Again, there's programs and things that it's like, you want to do the good thing, you want to help somebody, find a program that has people that need help and then bring them in. Then it's a win-win. You've got somebody that helps support you.
Yeah.
If that individual is something's going on, they're not working out, something, instead of just firing them, because I can't tell you, Eddie, like, we don't know what happens behind closed doors.
Yeah.
We just don't know what people are dealing with before they even met you. And I try to be, my friend Natalie, you know Natalie?
Yeah, Price.
Natalie Price.
Yeah.
So she has this thing, she says, yes, I can be nice. And this is probably not the exact way that she says it.
Yeah.
She says, yes, I can be nice, but I prefer to be kind.
Yes.
Like, I could sugarcoat things for you, but let me tell you the way things are in a way that is respectful.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I think part of volunteers can be like that. You got to get them in something that they're interested in.
Yes.
If not, if they join your organization, find a place that they feel comfortable with, right? So I had all my 6 youth come in at the same time. I said, I need 2 people in the warehouse, 2 people in the store, and 2 people in the office. I said, but it has to be 2 shifts because it's only me and I can't manage 6 of you. They all want to come in at the same time. And they're all like helping each other.
Yeah.
The other day they were helping to organize my supply closet.
Yeah.
Because people give me so much stuff and I just can't throw it out.
Yeah.
Like they give me paint and brushes. And I'm like, well, let me put it here. You know, I've got stuff from Christmas, from last Christmas. So that everything looks put together, but it's just you stashed it and then you run out of place to stash.
Yeah.
So they were organized and they were all in the closet. Like 5 of them were in the closet. So it's just a matter of giving volunteers, one, making them feel good.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do it for like a certificate or something like that. Some people, they need the recognition, which is nice.
Yeah.
But a lot of them just do it. Like I did it just to be needed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I first came to Bridgeport, I didn't know anybody. And volunteering has gotten me jobs.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Just being kind to people, being, helping people, all of that stuff. It all. So top 3 things.
Yes.
1, just ask.
Yes.
Ask somebody that you might want to volunteer. The bad thing is that they're usually our family.
Yeah.
Those are the first ones we ask, right?
Yeah.
So ask.
Yes.
The volunteer themselves. Do something that's interesting to you. So if food insecurity is something important for you, do something with that. If being a mentor because you didn't have somebody, and mentoring is very different now. Like you could do it online, you could do it in person, you could do it over text, whatever it is, however it is that fits, even for businesses. Like, and I celebrate you that I could just call you on the phone and be like, Eddie, we're trying to get this information out.
Yeah.
And it's just that we haven't had the time because we're both so busy.
Yeah.
But I've always admired how you're like, listen, and you've talked about this for years. And look where you are. Look where you are. Make sure you post a picture because this is really, really beautiful. And then you're like me, like if somebody asks you, I need help. Because I know that you don't sit on boards or anything like that, but I know that you're an undercover volunteer for some organization. You are undercover, my friend. And so am I too. Yeah. That maybe we're not formal, but if you ask me, you need me or whatever,
of course,
we do that. Yeah. So volunteering is something that businesses have to really kind of like appreciate because they don't need to be there. Yeah. So if it's grabbing a cup of coffee or buying pizza every now and then. Yeah. It makes a difference and it's a little thing.
No, I love that. I love that. And I for me, when you said, ask, ask them, what do they like to do? That one is really big to me because that when somebody comes to volunteer, whatever the reason is, they're giving you their time. That's their time that they could be home relaxing. They could be, whatever. And so for me, I've always found that part of it. What do you like to do? What are you into? Here's what we do here. But what do you like to do? Because you may not want to do where I'm going to put you. And then you're going to end up leaving me. I want you to stay as long as possible. Mm-hmm. So if I can keep you happy, I want to push you right in that place, And if that's what you do for a living, you may not want to do that here, because maybe you're already burnt out on that. You know what I mean? And so that's so important. And again, Al and I talked about it. And I told him, I said, listen, the important part for me has always been to understand that as a business owner or as someone who is in some way, shape, or form running an organization, you work for that person, for that volunteer, for that employee. Make them feel comfortable. Because as long as they're happy, they're going to make you happy. And it goes back to what we talked about earlier. You treat people the way you want to be treated, right? Treat them good. They stay around for a long time. And that's beautiful. Now, in terms of people being able to get in contact with you or get more information about the business, where could we find that?
So first of all, our building, you just call me if you want to come in or whatever. But our technical, so we are called ViMa Ro Company.
Yes.
I have not had the opportunity to change my sign outside. Like, it's so beautiful outside. I haven't because the thing is metal and it's so heavy, I can't get it down. So the outside of the building, we have like a sign on to Yeah. But over it, it says Holzner Electric.
Okay, like you're right.
Because the building used to be an old electrical company. And matter of fact, they're in the same family as Northeast Generator that's across the street.
Yes.
So we are located at 596 and 576 John Street.
Okay.
So we're right next to each other. It has 2 different addresses. So 576, 596 John Street in Bridgeport, Connecticut. We're typically open from like 9:30 to like 3, and then weekends until 2.
Okay.
So we have offices, space they could rent. We have offices and classrooms.
Yes.
And then we have the wood shop and the furniture, and then we have the retail store.
Okay. And then if someone wants to could someone help financially or no?
Yes.
Well, yeah, no, and if
and
so,
donations help.
Yeah, donation. Yeah. So how do we go about? Because I always ask that question because I feel like some people might want to help, but they don't have time. They can't come volunteer. They can't come, and hang out with you for a little while. But they may say, you know what? But I got a couple of bucks that I can help you with. How can we do that?
So things that always is snacks.
Okay.
We have kids over there, and I'll get it.
Okay.
And then I'll look around, and like all the snacks are gone. If you ask my husband, he'd be like, "That's how you are." So that we're actually looking for some computers.
Okay.
Because the program that we have later has benefits where they get their own.
Yeah.
But we need some that when people drop in that they can use it. Some people have their own. We got some old computers that were donated, the big boxes, and they don't work.
Okay.
So we kept the monitors, but the bases don't work. We're always like looking for like folding tables, art supplies. I always say, listen, a broken blue crayon still colors blue sky. Okay. So stuff like that, like paintbrushes, doesn't matter. Snacks, paint, anything like that. Like sometimes material. We're looking for pallets because we're starting to build stuff out of pallets. So, and financial always, so that we can have like unrestricted stuff to like help pay the rent. I mean, we're not opposed to, I think membership is what we really want to drive.
Okay.
To have like people come and use the space and be excited by it. We want to work. So one of the things I just want to go back to volunteering, because one of the things that I just did, I'm a UB fellow.
Okay.
So, so that's the University of Bridgeport.
Yes.
I went back to school when my daughter was 16. So when we talk about timing and then I couldn't get it done enough, so volunteering was really the way that I met people and all that kind of stuff. Cause I didn't go to college till my daughter was 16 and I had a GED before that.
Okay.
So that doesn't kind of like stop it. But if you give it a different way to spin on it and people you move, and I've gotten jobs just because I was volunteering. They were like, oh, you already know how to do it.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. I totally forgot the question I was trying to answer.
No, we were talking about how can people give if they can't give their time. And you were saying supplies.
So
and
we
whatnot.
have a website.
That's my next website.
Yeah. So our website is www.vimaroandco.com. So that's www.vimaroandco.com.
Okay. And if you're watching this, or if you're listening on Spotify, go down to the description. All the information will be right there, so you don't have to stop and like start writing it down. Just go down there, just hit the link. I'll put all the information on there. So once, matter of fact, I'll say this now because I might forget later. If you get a chance later on, just send me like a text with all the different links, and then I'll put it all on there, and people will be able to find it. Yeah,
awesome.
No, that's good. That's really good. Because again, some people want to be able to help, but they don't have the time. So that's beautiful that they can
or
do
just
that.
Come and take a tour.
Yeah.
I mean, I love showing the space around.
Yeah.
We also have a podcast studio because we're part of Soundview.
Yes.
So Soundview Community Media.
Yes.
So they set up a satellite office, but it's very, very, very small. But they put cameras in there. There's like 2 cameras, 4 microphones. We want to do like community and street reporting with the kids. If we had planned better, we could have did something at the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yes. Just like they do like in New York.
Yeah.
We should be able to do that here. So
and let me know. I would love to get involved with that. If I
it's
could
probably going to be next year. But
no, let me know. I would love to come in and talk to them.
Like set up a booth like they do in New York.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
We have some local celebrities.
I have some ideas. I've been thinking about something. We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Now you did mention that you have a project coming up that you wanted to talk about. And so let's talk about that now.
So we have a lot of things that we do in the building.
Yes.
Like workshops and stuff like that. But so matter of fact, Al, who you had on your show, we're actually working together.
Okay.
And we put together a program called Carpentry Craftsman and Entrepreneurial Training. So it's serving young people that are out of school, 16 to 24.
Yeah.
And what we're showing them, like they're going to get a certificate in entrepreneurship.
Oh, nice.
Which is a national program that has connections to Intuit.
Yes.
It's like computers and all of that. So they get that. So they get a certificate. We give them a computer. We give them DIY tools because it's construction.
Yes.
They get 1 year coaching and a 6-month residency at ViMa Ro.
Wow.
So they get to run their business out of there for 6 months. So we wanted to do carpentry, and I told you that we made a commemorative bench for my grandson.
Yes. I was going to ask you real quick, where's the bench?
The bench is in my daughter's house.
Okay.
So between both families, after we did the bench, we made between both families, they made a backyard.
Okay.
So the bench, the family got a sign made. It says Victor's Playground.
Okay.
So, and then there's trampolines and swings and slides.
Okay.
I mean, so it's there. And it sits next to that. And it's almost like 3 years. It's almost like 3 years it's been there. So the training itself is not the construction where you are like putting up walls and framing, which is what Al does.
Yes.
Al is a formal construction trainer, and he's with the union. So we picked them to be our instruction teacher because we want, like, if these kids get excited enough about carpentry, then maybe they want to go into the trade.
Yes.
So listen, you know how it is. We'd be like, how could we strategically align y mover and do so that, and he's such a great kind of mentor. Yeah. You know, the stuff that he's gone through just helps him to kind of see, and us too, you know, like we have a lot of lived experience that when we see it, we're like, hold on, let's try and figure out this way. So, so it's 12 weeks. The training program is 12 weeks. It's nights and weekends.
Okay.
And so it's in the evening. I'm trying to figure out the days. Yeah. Because since I have 2 different teachers, it's a lot because we have to make sure that they're doing 20 hours a week. We don't do anything with GED, so that doesn't matter to us. Okay. But if they need it, we'll put it in their plan so that they can get that because they can't go into the trades without that. Okay. So, but I'm like, listen, you don't need to have a high school diploma to run your own business. Yes. You know, so we've got to give young people a different way to take ownership over their lives and understand their finances, which is something I didn't learn for a long time. I'm still learning it. You know what I mean? Just different kind of things and how they can get money and how they price things and, you know, stuff that I'm like, I'm just having to, like, when you work for somebody else, you don't do that. Now that you're on your own, you're like a one-man show. It's like, you got to do this, you got to do that. I'm not necessarily a one-man show in my office. Yeah. So it's me, Benny Feliciano, who's he does all construction, build things, does things. He's my logistics person, everything like that. And then I have Heriberto Crespo. Okay. That's at my office. And he's just absolutely wonderful. And us 3 make everything run. I love that. And then when Al comes, we're looking to start training in August. So if people wanted to find out about that training, it's the training itself is called Carpentry, Craftsman, and Entrepreneurship Training. Okay. Because they get to run a business, and if they want to make name tags, if they want to make nameplates, if they want to make benches, furniture, whatever it is, we want to be able to have them be able to do their own business, and be able to run it out of our office and use our equipment if they don't have it. Okay. So if people wanted to enroll in that program, they were called 203-650-0489. Okay. We're going to be putting it up on our website shortly because we just got funding. And we were really fortunate because, you know, I worked for the workplace, was my family for 13, 14 years. And they actually, we've gotten some funding to help run that program. So we're going to be recruiting only 12 to do the program. But I hope if we do a good job. I was
going to ask you that. So it's just one round for now?
We're going to do one round,
Okay, yeah.
Because you know how it is. When you apply for grant money, you never get what you ask for.
Yeah.
Rarely. Yeah. They want you to, so we had to rework it. So we're going to do 12. Yeah. And then we're going to do the training for 12 weeks, but we work with them, coaching them for a year. Okay. So we don't let go of them. Whoever wants to come in and use it. I'm looking at the cars by your space. There's some nice cars going by here. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
So we want to make sure that they have the opportunity to run their business, understand it. Don't quit your day job, which is what I did. Yes, when you feel it in your soul, you're like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And my husband is a saint because he just puts up with so much. He just absolutely does.
I love that.
He
No,
just
so
really
so
does.
so it's one round, 12 weeks. You may start in August.
We're gonna start in
by
like
the
mid-August.
So by the end of the year, pretty much the end of the year,
they'll be done by like around October.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, because it's all half of
September,
August,
October.
September.
Well,
Yeah, or around
November. Yeah,
around
like
November.
before
the end
Thanksgiving.
of the year.
Yeah,
Beat that,
nice.
beat that. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna start like the program itself is gonna start like mid-August, and it's gonna run almost to like November.
No, that's good. That's amazing, and that's gonna for those kids that are coming in, for those lucky 12. So hurry up if you know someone, please get in there quick.
And language is not a barrier.
That's beautiful. So
I speak Spanish. Heriberto speaks Spanish, and so does Benny. Al.
Yeah,
it's borderline.
Yeah, but I'm sure he can understand.
Even though his last name is Ramirez,
right? No, but what do you call it? They they'll be ending the year like in a really good on a really good note and going into 2027. With this project behind them. I think it's a beautiful thing. So 12 boys and girls.
Yep.
Okay. And in order for them to register, they have to go to the website.
So I would say have them call us first at 203-650-0489.
Yeah.
Because they have to be approved through the workplace because they're going to get a scholarship to go into the program. So they have to go and do, so they have to live in one of the qualifying towns.
Yeah.
But the program itself, usually sometimes if they need transportation, they'll help them with that, like with a bus pass, and they'll be able to get other resources that the program itself may not offer. Like I don't have money in my budget for you to take the bus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the workplace might if they're enrolled through there. Plus they get support there and they get support from us for a year.
Now you probably mentioned it and I probably didn't hear it, but did you mention age?
16 to 24.
Okay. 16 to 24.
And they have to be out of school. So that means they either have to be a dropout or before they go to college.
Okay.
So they have to be like they could be in like night school.
Yeah.
They could be like in classes.
Yeah.
But the workplace will determine that. If they have a disability, for us, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Everything is on one floor. But if they have a wheelchair, we'll make accommodations.
Okay.
So that's not a barrier. Language is not a barrier.
Okay.
High school diploma is not a barrier.
Okay.
Because I mentioned you don't need to have a high school diploma to have your own business.
Yes.
You just need to know how to work the hustle.
Exactly. And in terms of coaching, you said coaching for a year. Let's say someone was interested in that side of things. Is that a possibility?
Not independently.
Got it. Okay.
But I say that loosely.
Yes.
Because a lot of people with small businesses come up to me and ask me for stuff. I just have never priced that because when you're a one-man show and you're stopping to help other people run their business, it affects you running your business.
Okay.
And I will tell you, and some people can do it way better than I can do it.
Yeah.
So, meaning like run their business. I coach them and they're running it way better than I am.
Yeah.
Like, but for everybody, it's their own, and you got to put in whatever the hustle is.
Yeah.
So do I talk to people and be like, you want to have a cup of coffee? I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like a coffee person. So
No. The question was more meant to the particular project you're doing, and you're talking about coaching for these.
Yeah, but it's not independent. It has to be the 12.
Oh, okay.
Like if people do it when I tell you all the time.
Yeah.
Even when they don't ask me for advice, I'm giving advice.
Of
I
course.
came in here giving you advice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if people want, and they have,
yeah,
they'll call me, Carmen, can I talk to you? Can I come see your space? And we'll have some coffee because I have a coffee bar at the office. We'll have some coffee. We'll chat. Listen, I'm like, you want to do workshops here? And I'll negotiate if the artist wants to do like a workshop.
Yeah.
Like maybe we go 50-50 on it. Maybe you give me a per head. So we work it out. The one thing that I don't want people to do is be afraid of asking.
Yes.
The worst that anybody can say is
There's
what?
No.
Is
Yeah.
no, right? Or they'll give you a different option. Like, I can't do this, but would you consider that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're in a spot where there's not a lot of parking.
Yeah.
But most of the time when our members and stuff come is in later.
Yeah.
So they just park right there. So that's never an issue.
Okay.
And it was an old warehouse. Like, we need to replace like the carpet. So we're just trying to figure out how we do it. I really want like a floor.
Yeah.
Because every time you make something, it's just all over the floor.
Yeah.
And you got it. So I even got a little robot that somebody donated. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then se trepa on top of something and then it just spins. I'm like, I can't. So the program was really meant because we don't have the capacity in our space
Yeah.
to be able to like build walls, stuff like that. And I'm like, every person that's interested in carpentry doesn't want to build walls.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to make keepsake boxes.
Yeah.
Maybe they want to make benches and tables and sell those.
Yeah.
And I've got all kind of equipment from machines to like tools where you can hand engrave it.
Okay.
Like, and if there's something that I'm like, oh, that's like a really good thing that I think we could do, I usually I can buy it on auction. I can find a way to get it, or somebody will donate it. We have a partnership with the Worth Center.
The Worth Center?
Which is at Housatonic. It's the business center at Housatonic.
Okay.
For the community, so our students and our members can go and use their equipment and things.
Okay.
And then Housatonic can come and it's an informal agreement, but the reality is that we all just help each other.
Yeah.
That's really, at the end of the day, that's really what it's about. And because I want to be able to leave a legacy for my grandkids, and they help make the bench, I'm like, maybe when they get older, because they're still little, to get an interest. I tell my grandson all the time, like, I'm making this so that all you guys have a job when you get older.
Yes.
So we got to keep it running.
I love that.
And they actually have a snack cart. So they sell chips and all that. It's called Cousin Snacks.
Okay.
And then Ben, who's my operations person, his daughter is Evie's Creations or something. So we have two youth businesses.
I've heard
she
that. She
makes pens and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard that. Yeah. I love that.
So when I tell you that we work with everybody that wants to, we do. And it's all for three things: a place to work, a place to create, and a place to sell. Okay. Everything falls into those. I love that.
Things. I this whole conversation has been great. I would love to keep talking. I know that we have things coming up. So I know that I definitely want you to come back because I really want to get deeper into just kind of your history and the things you've done, which we didn't really touch on today. But I think your story is one that can definitely help inspire and impact lives. And like I said earlier, if we can impact at least one life with your story, I think it's great, and I would love that. So I hope that we can do it again. But I have you here now. And before I let you go, I have a few questions that I ask every single guest that comes in here. Nothing too crazy, nothing to get worried about. But just some questions that I feel are fun, and that somebody watching may look and say, "Oh my God, me too," And so the first question is, what's your favorite dish?
I like Chinese food.
Chinese food, okay.
Chicken and broccoli. And now that I'm talking about it, I'm gonna want it.
Let's go. Okay, that's good because the follow-up question.
And whatever my husband cooks.
Oh.
Whatever he cooks.
Oh, your husband's a cook at home?
Oh my God.
Love it. Let's go.
Oh my God. Let me tell you.
I love it.
I lucked out. We're going on almost 40 years together.
That's why I gotta get you back in here, because we gotta talk about these things. But your husband, I cook at home. I love that. And he enjoys cooking. I love that, man.
Or we don't eat because we got to get takeout. And he just whatever he cooks, Chinese food and whatever he cooks.
If he's in the kitchen, are you allowed in the kitchen? Like is that a thing where he's
sometimes like we might be talking or I might be working.
Yeah.
But he likes to. I give him his space.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that so much. And in terms of Chinese food, and I know there's many options, but in terms of Chinese food, where's the spot for you?
So I'm spoiled because the spot for me is Panda downtown because it's close to my house.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've been there once. I had some wings there once, and they were good.
And it's not any place you could really like sit.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like a good
No, I picked them up and I went,
Yeah.
Okay.
Get it and take it home.
Okay, definitely. The second question is, what's your favorite song at the moment? What are you listening to right now? If you could go home from here to Bridgeport 20 minutes and have a song on repeat, what would it be?
So I was who was I talking to this about? There's a song by Jelly Roll.
Okay.
And I can't tell you the name of it because I don't remember.
Okay.
But it talks about how in the song he's talking about, God, I need a favor.
Okay.
And he says, I know I don't deserve one because I'm not a faithful prayer.
Okay.
Basically is what the song is saying.
Yeah.
But it's saying, God, I need a favor.
Yeah.
I have a lot that I'm dealing with, taking care of my mom. My mom is at my house trying to run my business, trying to be a good wife, trying to, there's just a lot, being in the community, all of that kind of stuff. So it's like, I asking for guidance always.
Yes.
Some people say that you're like, God, I need this, I need that. I need guidance. Like I need, to know, because sometimes my space is really big and it's really expensive.
Yeah.
And I'm at a crossroads, like we have so much, but with this grant, like we're good through the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you have to make decisions of what to, so that song, I wish I knew the name of it.
Yeah.
I should probably look it up.
I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah. And he said, and the song talks about, and maybe even called God, I Need a Favor.
Yeah.
I don't know, but,
so Jelly Roll.
So, yeah, we'll find it and then we'll do that clip again.
Yeah, no, we'll
little
find
piece.
it.
I gotta find it.
And the last one is kind of related to that. What's your favorite genre of music? Because I know you're Latina, right? And so I'm wondering, do you kind of lean more towards Spanish music, English? What's your favorite genre?
I don't have a favorite because I like everything. Like the song from me and my husband when we met was Brick House.
Okay.
That old song.
Yeah.
So every time I hear that, so like I'll get all motivated with that. I'll have a concert in the car all by myself if the music is really good. I like everything.
You like all music?
I like all kind of music.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I definitely love all music. If I had to pick one, it's salsa. I'm a salsero through and through.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like depending on how I'm feeling any particular day, for whatever reason, I would listen to, whatever it is. I haven't listened to a lot. I don't listen to a lot of Jelly Roll. But
I don't either. It's just that one
song. But I love hip hop. I love Eminem, and Eminem did a song. He did a song with Jelly Roll, in his last album, and so that's what got me to listen to Jelly Roll. It was a beautiful, it's a nice song. Yeah.
My husband and I were talking about it in the car.
Yeah, no, I love that. Again, thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you driving over here 20 minutes. I know it's a long drive and I know there's a lot going on, but I really do appreciate it. And I hope that you can come back for a part 2.
I love this.
Sit back
you're celebrating me. I need to, again, celebrate you for all you do and the way that you help others be seen.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just and so professional looking. I feel like I feel like
I feel it's so easy. Like it's so easy for people to talk about the negative things and the negative people and the bad news and who got killed and this and that, who died or whatever in Bridgeport. And not just Bridgeport, anywhere in Connecticut or even anywhere in the U.S. It's so easy for us to say this is going on in Chicago and this is going on in L.A. and this and that and whatnot. It's almost like it's hard to say, but there's good people here too. And I'm willing to bet that there's more good people than there is bad, and there's more good things happening than there is bad. But bad news is what sells, and bad news is what makes the algorithm. And so I just hope that I can sprinkle in my little grain of like good news for the algorithm. And this is one of them. So thank you so much for coming. I appreciate you.
So yeah. I think that part of the things that maybe people, well, maybe those that know you probably know, but you're very like, I don't want to say if dedicated is really the right word, but when you fixate on what you want to do, then that's all you do.
Yeah.
And I think that's to be celebrated because you really are following your passion.
Yeah,
and
that's
so important.
That. Yeah.
And that you've got the support of your family and your wife, and your 2 children. It's just wonderful, Eddie. I'm so proud of you, and this place is just beautiful.
Thank you. And again, thank you for coming.
Amazing things.
We got to get a part 2. We got to get a part 2.
You're ready.
Yes. No,
and you got to come to my spot.
No, I definitely. By the way, because you're saying this in front of the cameras, don't put me in a spot. I've been there twice, and twice you have not been there.
No, but I'm there. Like it's just me, so everything's locked.
Yeah.
And because the utilities are so expensive, I shut it off. My office, but usually you'll find somebody there from 10 to 3, usually Monday through Friday.
Okay.
Saturday is 10 to 3, and then Sunday 10 to 2.
Okay.
But we're going to close tomorrow because all the streets are going to be blocked.
Yeah.
But we're open 7 days a week.
Okay.
And if my Acura's there, then I'm there.
Okay.
No, so, definitely. And before I was totally alone. Now I've got at least Heavy Vector that's there.
Yeah.
So please come, and I'm saying this on camera. If you ever wanted to do a workshop or
something,
we're
gonna do
you've got a place to do it.
We're gonna do it. Guys, if you're still watching all the way to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe and you hit the like button. If you want any more information on what Carmen is doing on the project coming up, whatever you need, go down to the description. Everything will be there. All the links will be there. If that doesn't work, then reach out to me and I'll put you in contact with her and we'll make it happen. Carmen, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And don't forget, be transcendent.